Hi everybody, my name is Bianca and I have decided to do a video series of life with hypoplastic left heart syndrome. My youngest son was diagnosed at my 20-week anatomy scan in 2015. So to start from the very beginning, my name is Bianca. My husband's name is Jacob. We've been married for 5 years this year, and we've been together for 10 years. I have a 16-year-old son. His name is Sam, and then my husband has 2 daughters that are 12, almost 13. Their names are Tambra and Rudy, and then together Jacob and I have a daughter, Aliciana, who's decided to join me today. And then our youngest, also his name is Jacob. He's the 5th Jacob in our family, and he is the one that was diagnosed with hypoplastic left heart syndrome. Hypoplastic left heart syndrome is basically, in a nutshell, where the left side of his ventricle didn't form during his growing process while he's in utero. And for most of you that I don't know if you know or not, but the first 8 weeks of gestation, I believe, is when the heart forms itself. So by the time you get to your anatomy scan or even find out you're pregnant, the heart is already formed. So we got married, my husband and I, in 2009, and we immediately, we already had our daughter, our youngest daughter, Aliciana, and then we, oh gosh, I'm getting this all confused. She was born in 2010. We got married in 2014, and then we decided to try for one more, and my husband was hoping it was a boy. And sure enough, he got that boy. And so we were excited, of course, once we found out the gender. But during the anatomy scan, I think a lot of us focus on obviously finding out the gender, and just as long as, I know that's what I was focused on. I guess I knew it was an anatomy scan, but I wasn't worried. I didn't think about a heart defect or a defect of anything. I don't think about that type of stuff. You just are so excited just to see your baby on a screen and hear the heart and see him or her moving around, that I generally don't think of those things. Here is a picture of him when he, this was let's see. This was in February, so yeah, that was around the time that he was diagnosed with that in utero. So during that process, that they're going through and looking at the baby and all of his limbs or her limbs to make sure that they're all there, and all of the organs and so on. But what I noticed was that the ultrasound technician focused a lot on his heart. And I can see the facial expressions, and generally I'm really the type of person that focuses on facial expressions. And I watched that person very closely because they were focusing a lot on his heart. And so you kind of have this idea or thought of something's wrong, something's not right, because why are they focusing? Why are they spending so much time on this one area? And so then that person actually got up and she said she would be right back. She was going to go get someone else to just take a look. And so at that point I knew something was wrong. I told my husband, I said, something's not right. There's something off about this. Like, this never happens. This is, obviously my third pregnancy. And, thank God, all the rest of our kids are perfectly healthy. That person came back with another ultrasound tech, and they were looking at the heart again. And so generally, you obviously start to panic and worry. Something's not right. What's going on? And they can't give you that information because they're not doctors. So they can't they can't give you any information in regards to if there's some kind of abnormality that they see or anything like that. So we had to wait, and I just left with this like overwhelming emotion of happiness because we have a son coming, we have a little boy coming, but this pit in my stomach is just like turning and wrenching because I know something's not right. The next day I went to work, and I'm just working my day away, and I'm like so excited, even though I kind of like in the back of your head, you just kind of think, you know, something's not right. I got a phone call from my obstetrician, and she informed me at that time, you know, we saw a heart defect on his ultrasound, and the defect is called hypoplastic left heart. And that's she kind of gave me the gist of it, just like I gave you, where the left side of the ventricle doesn't form, or it doesn't form all the way. It's there, but it's so minute and small that it's not a functioning thing. The left side doesn't function. So at that point, we didn't know the severity of it. My heart sank because I had known that there was something wrong because of the ultrasound technician focusing so much on that. I immediately, after I got off the phone with her, I immediately called my husband and told him, and then I called my mom, and then I called my mother-in-law, and went down the list of everybody. Then I did the worst thing you can do. I Googled. Don't Google. If you're gonna Google, don't watch videos of surgeries. I mean, if you're gonna do it, just know that the outcome is not always that. Because that scared me. That terrified me. It terrified me. I laid in bed. I cried. I had to leave work. I came home and I got in the shower and I cried, and I got in bed and I cried, and I just remember not even being able to get out of bed. I couldn't breathe. I didn't want to do anything. And I still have these other kids that, that depend on me. I had my son and my oldest son and my youngest daughter here. And, I still have to be a mom, make dinner, and be there for them, right? So I think about those things. And then you think about this baby that you have inside you, and there's nothing you can do to fix him or her. That emotion is the worst ever. That feeling is the worst. Thanks, Alicia. My daughter went and got me a tissue because it gets emotional. It really does. And that's the reason why I've decided to share. Not the reason. I think a lot of people call me strong. A lot of people say that they could never do what I do, or they just don't understand how, or they don't know how I get through everything. But the thing is when you're a parent, you don't have a choice. You go through what you have to go through to keep your kids safe. No, thank you. So I'm not brave. I was given a journey of advocacy, of fighting for my child's life. Though we would fight for, I would fight for any of my other kids. This one a little bit more, just because of what he was born with. This journey is not a nice journey. I mean, it can be, but it's very emotional. It's very tolling. It's very exciting at the same time. You go through milestones, and it's a roller coaster of emotions. And so this first video, I just wanted to kind of start out by introducing myself, and then a little insight on my family, my kids, my husband, and my youngest son. It's Luciana again. My youngest son, Jacob, is right there. always by my side when I'm not at work. He's now 4.
Whoa.
And his journey has not been an easy one. And it still isn't, but it's going much better. So stay tuned, because and sometimes we'll have some visits from Luciana and or Sam, or my husband might pop through and take a look into our worlds. Our journey, or Jacob's journey. I like to call J-Rock strong. We call him J-Rock. Or J. Maurice V, living with hypoplastic left heart. So stay tuned.